ProMusicis is the sharing of music, and music is something that we all share.
I'd like to see ProMusicis affecting future generations of artists, whether it's in a formal concert hall like Carnegie Hall or whether it's in a drug rehabilitation center.
Connection that you develop between yourself and the audience, especially in doing the outreach concerts, you never have a more honest audience, and you get to learn your craft as an artist because you get instantaneous feedback from an audience that is up close and personal.
It's the first organization in history to play in prisons, to provide this great music to people who couldn't hear it otherwise, and reach out. And it's been phenomenal. I mean, the day before I played in Carnegie, I played at the Jewish Center for the Blind. It's just wonderful. I think now that we have people in 18 countries and all across North America, the possibility of community outreach just explodes. And now that everyone's thinking about that, we can all take charge and really shape ProMusicis' future.
ProMusicis has the wonderful spirit of creativity, of carrying alive the tradition of making music in a way that's not competitive, that's not forced, that's not boxed in, but that's very natural and communicative.
Susan and Lou Mizell, they're our hosts. They said that the buffet is open. Please enjoy yourselves and begin to have a lovely dinner. I've asked Andrew to share his vision for 2.0 with the artists, the board members, the music committee members, and the guests who are here. And then I will say a few words.
I'm so thankful and thrilled that this meeting has happened. That major interest in 2.0 has developed, and it's been really wonderful witnessing the blossoming of an idea that we discussed in April. We have a new contact list, as John just said, to encourage dialogue, friendship, and unity. Collaborative music making, both in concert halls and in community service venues, both in New York and around the world. The creation of ProMusicis chapters around the country and around the world, run by local ProMusicis artists. Kimball Wheeler has already proven that this is possible. She had 2.0 concerts in Mexico already. I would also love to have, down the line, in a few years, a public celebration of version 2.0 by having us present the gala at Carnegie Hall. I would love to see us work with the Paris branch of ProMusicis, see the inaugural 2.0 auditions for the next generation of ProMusicis artists. My vision for us is that we are able to fulfill Father Millet's original mission with renewed passion. I encourage everyone to recognize that we are all stakeholders in 2.0's future.
There's one person who is on everybody's mind who would have loved to have been here, and that's Father Eugène Merlet, our founder. We have much more to do. Forward, always forward. Now, doesn't that sound like him? We are so blessed to have Father Merlet in our lives, and that is very true. As the saying goes, you know, it takes a village to have an arts organization. What are the next steps? What's needed to continue the process? How are you going to chart a new course for 2.0? At this point, I'd like to throw the floor open. All are welcome to speak.
The idea that I'm trying to work on now is to establish classical concert series. And my proposal to the museums is that their community and their membership would pay $100 for a 5-concert series and try to establish a major system of museums putting on these concert series.
Relate the art business model with the music world and the way we function in these two worlds. And I think there's a lot of possibilities there. It's also something that is very global, and I think the art market is something that, you know, it has its ebb and flows, but it's something that's also potentially very, very beneficial as a relationship, you know, between musicians and artists. So I think it's a very, very exciting idea. I know in Asia, that's one area that's growing very well. It puts also a visual element to a field that has struggled a little bit to present itself in a more visual way.
So in 1981, I was thinking about what did I want to do with my life, and I decided that what I wanted to do was to communicate the great work of nonprofit organizations. But I didn't have a client, and so I decided to start my company before I had a client. Someone said, this is someone named Father Merlet, and you should go see him. I met him. He hired me to do a brochure for ProMusicis, and didn't ask to see my portfolio. So I did this with great trepidation. Then I went to present it to him, and I knew I had done something either terribly right or terribly wrong. And here I am 31 years later, loving this organization and believing in it with all my heart. And I know it's going to succeed. It's going to continue to grace the world.
This has been a great night. I can hardly express it because 22 years I've been working for ProMusicis, and to see all of these artists from so many different countries, so many different generations collaborating and excited to be with each other is just very rewarding. And I know that Father Merlet in Paris, he is just thrilled that the family of artists that he envisioned has become a reality. We look forward to 2.0, and we're going to do everything possible to make this organization thrive. Good night.